Hey everyone, Cosmic Mango here, and this is Selvala, Heart of the Wilds, one of my most favorite commanders to ever exist, and was one of the first commanders I ever actually built. I've made a new deck with her. It's about $80 to build, so it's totally budget friendly, and it's really fun to play. Nothing too crazy, it's a pretty casual deck. The deck list is in the Moxfield link in the description below. You can check it out there. Today, I'm gonna be sharing with you a 10-minute quick deck tech video to show you how the deck operates. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, before we start, let's have a quick look at Selvala, Heart of the Wilds. She is a legendary creature, Elf Scout, that costs 2 green and 1 generic mana to cast, and she says the following. Whenever another creature enters, its controller may draw a card if its power is greater than each other creature's power. For 1 green and tap, add X mana in any combination of colors where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So yeah, she's capable of drawing you a lot of cards and producing a massive amount of mana. She is fantastic if you want to go big stompy green. Right, let's check out the deck list. Okay, so let's get the boring lands out of the way with first. I run 33 forests in this deck and 3 non-basic lands, which are Bonder's Enclave, Memorial to Unity, and Myriad Landscape, which are all pretty decent and can help us get some cool stuff done. The deck has 33 creatures in total. You can see them all in my Moxfield deck link in the description below, but we can divide them into separate sections. So we have mana dorks to help us ramp up early game into larger creatures and spells. So cards such as Arba Elf, Elvish Mystic, Llanowar Elves, and Kamametra's Acolyte are perfect here. These are common and always perform well, and you can't go wrong using them. Next we have mana accelerators, such as Lupine Prototype and Relic Golem. At first, you're probably wondering why I'm running these cards. They look pretty bad since it's very hard for them to attack, but they're actually very good. These creatures got very little mana to cast, but have high power values, which are perfect when combined with Selvala, as when we activate her ability, she just cares about what the highest power level is. So if you can get these out early game, it really synergizes well with Selvala. We also have some interesting creatures which we can use to untap our creatures, specifically Selvala, as the more times we untap her, the more times we can utilize her powerful ability. So creatures such as Quirion Ranger, Scribe Ranger, and Hirax Tower Scout are fantastic here. These are amazing in Selvala deck because we can use them to untap Selvala, letting us gain even more mana that turn to cast more spells. Tap and untap her multiple times a turn to really abuse her powerful ability. So now we have an idea on how we can build up our mana flow. We need to spend that mana on big, juicy, stompy creatures. Some of my favorites in the deck are Gauta, Primal Hunger, Terastodon, and Aggressive Mammoth. These are excellent budget options capable of really dishing out big combat swings. However, we don't have to stop here. We can also use powerful creatures that can help buff up our creature army with trample or even more power and toughness. For example, check out the following cards. Khamal, Heart of Krasa, a creature who offers a great buff, which states at the beginning of combat on your turn, creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. This is massive for us, capable of turning all our attackers into a stampede. Trample is going to help overthrow any creature our opponents have in play and lay down juicy combat damage to their life totals. Another great card is Thunderfoot Balluth, a beast creature that offers the following. As long as you control your commander, this creature gets +2/+2 and other creatures you control get +2/+2 and have trample. Again, a nice buff to help us dish out damage with trample and +2/+2, which is really good, and Thunderhoof Balluth is a very budget card to buy. So yeah, these two creatures buff up all our creatures in play, which is nuts if you're sitting on a commander table with like 10 creatures on our side that are ready to pounce. One of my favorites, one of my most favorite creatures in this deck is Tiva, the Pamela, who is pretty much a solid win condition for the deck. Her activated ability requires 5 total mana and says the following. Creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Combine this with a board full of creatures and perhaps a 12/12 Gauta, and you're going to likely end the game on that turn with your massive attack. So yes, The deck is very simple really to operate and a lot of fun. Stack up your board as fast as possible with as many creatures as you can, then utilize them to buff up your board state and attack for the win. Thankfully, Selvala can offer an absurd amount of mana for us, which really helps streamline and make the flow of the game way better for us. This strategy is timeless, fun, addicting, and incredibly efficient. If you want to see the other creatures listed in the deck, please check my Moxfield link in the description below. Okie dokie, next up we have instant and sorcery spells. The deck runs 8 sorceries and 14 instant spells. So we have things like Cultivate and Rampant Growth, which can be used to help us tutor into more lands. We also have a funny little card called Fetid Burst, which is a really cool card to help power up one of our creatures in play. Either use it to attack or utilize it so that Selvala can tap for more mana with that +5/+5 buff on a target creature. Primal Might is also a great buff spell which scales well in the game with the more mana you put into it. Plus your creature then fights another target creature, helping add some nice spicy removal to the mix. It's always good to have removal available, and here are some great inclusions for you that are in my deck. Natural State, Naturalize, and Bite Down are all great and efficient removal tools. Protection is also a key at keeping our best creatures safe, or even our commander Selvala safe from harm. And we can use spells such as Ranger's Gill and Snakeskin Veil to do this, which are both very cheap to cast and just really good at protecting our creatures. I also have some great cheap to cast untappers here in the deck, which can be used to untap Selvala so we can ramp into more mana. Cards such as Emerald Charm and Gift of Viper can do this for us. They're both cheap to cast and highly efficient spells. I've also got some great little creature tutor spells in the deck. Fred's Undetected and Share Summons can be used to find your most favorite and strongest creatures in the deck. So yeah, these are budget gems. Now we can get to the juicier cards that we can use as win conditions. Overrun, a saucy spell that says creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. So this is going to be wicked at helping us close out games with our army of creatures. Another superb card is Overwhelming Stampede, one of my all-time favorite cards in the game. I've won so many games with this gem, and it says, until end of turn, creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So yes, this is just absolutely nuts. And if you have a lot of creatures in play and one of them happens to have +10 power, things are going to close out fast if you successfully manage to cast this spell. It causes real havoc. So next we have the artifacts. The deck runs 4 artifacts. I'll show you all of them. We have Soul Ring and Arcane Signet, which are great mana rocks everyone should own. So you probably got these laying around at home. You really need these staples in any commander deck these days. The next card we have is Life Crafter's Bestiary, which is a great card offering nice juicy card draw and a Scry 1 ability. Finally, for the artifacts, we have Sword of the Perrunes, which is a very cheeky little card that can help you produce infinite mana with Selvala in play and a creature with large amount power. I think you need about 5 or more power here to achieve infinite mana, which is pretty crazy. You can run this or you don't have to run this, it's up to you on how casual you want to make the deck. Lastly, we have 4 enchantments in the deck, with my 2 favorites being Unnatural Growth, which is a hilarious card capable of warping the whole commander game with its OP card text, which says the following: at the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn. So this card is a definite win condition and it only doubles our creatures, no one else's. So yes, a lot of fun. And on every combat, by the way, not just on ours. So yeah, this is a powerhouse. And the last card is Colossification, which is an aura spell that says the following: enchant creature, when this aura enters, tap enchanted creature gets +20/+20. So yes, this is just an absolutely absurd card and will increase your combat damage output massively. +20/+20 is no joke. We can use this to really lay down some massive combat attacks. The only unfortunate thing is that yes, it does tap the enchanted creature for a turn, so we're going to have to wait a turn cycle till we get to attack with it. Okie dokie, so yeah, that's the quick deck tech over with. Please check out the Moxfield link in the description below to check out the whole deck list. Let me know what you think. If you're itching to build a budget deck, Selvala Heart of the Wilds is a fantastic choice. I love this commander and have many fond memories with it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel. And as always, everyone, take care and goodbye.